Hello and welcome to Doomsday T on DC this week. And the news that everyone has been waiting for, the confirmation that everyone has been waiting for, and that is the Snyder Cut is absolutely. I mean, we've had it confirmed how many times, but yet deniers and people and haters and whatever want to, like I said, deny it. I mean, come on, let's go. So there is no denying it. The Snyder Cut is here, and it amazes me, which has been pretty quiet, except for, of course, all the people that are wanting this thing, and of course, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. She put "Love You Both." Momoa, I guess he put it out. Did he put it on Twitter? Shoot, I guess that's where he. Okay, let me start it from the beginning. On Sunday, Momoa put out a video. I guess it was Zack Snyder's birthday, and they were having a little get together. And Mr. Momoa, had gotten Mr. Snyder a Q2 camera, something that Zack didn't have, and I guess they're both into collecting cameras, of course. I mean, it's their job. It's what they do, whether they're, on which side of it, it don't matter. And I guess during that little party, that little get together for Zack's birthday, Momoa got to screen the Snyder Cut of Justice League, and Momoa absolutely loved it. I can't remember right off. You're going to see his words. It's killer. It's whatever. It's out of this world, whatever he said, you're going to see it. It's running right now straight in front of your eyes if you can read. I'm going to put it up there. But he digs it. It's awesome. It's wonderful. And, I was wondering, what does Josh Whedon think about this, And you can't tell me that Zack, I mean, I think I've said it on one of the earlier podcasts, I mean, every time, Zack keeps putting out these pieces of this movie that obviously looks done. So, the times that Zack is putting out these movies or these clips of Justice League that we've not saw, is that him finishing it? He's been working on it. You cannot tell me. I've said it before. You cannot tell me he's not working on this movie and getting it finished. He wants it done because he's a fan. This was his project, and it was supposed to be huge, and it is huge, and it still was okay. Justice League is just your run-of-the-mill superhero movie, really. I mean, I love it because it has all of my favorite people in it. It deals with Apocalypse and Steppenwolf and Darkseid, and that makes me happy and should make any DC person happy. I don't really crap on that movie, but like I said, I want to see the Snyder Cut because I like his vision, and it is one of the few times, or I guess like I said, I've gotten older, I've backed down on some of these stances, but letting this guy, I guess, well, it's according to whose hands that it's in. I trust Zack. I trust Zack with these characters. I always have and I always will, and that's why I don't mind him taking some liberties and creating the movies he has created for us in the DC extended universe and creating that for us. Momoa is eternally grateful to Zack for casting him as Aquaman, changing his life, and I appreciate it too. I appreciate making one of my favorite characters, Aquaman, legitimate, and being able to renew him in a way, but still sticking to who he truly is. I mean, I think they did an excellent job with renewing Aquaman. It had to be done, and it was done wonderfully. So once again, now, I mean, we're getting it. Zack's finished it, or it's real close now. We're getting it, and we're going to get it sooner than later. I mean, this ain't going to be no 5-10 year thing. We're getting the Snyder Cut, people. I have no doubt after this weekend and what Momoa said, him seeing it and having a screening of it, we're getting the Snyder Cut. So kick back and be patient and Enjoy it when it comes. I know I am. I can't wait to see this 3-hour movie, epic movie. We're going to get so much Flash, so much Cyborg background. I cannot wait, and they need to do it. They need to do it. Go back and watch previous podcasts. You know my feelings on all of it, and of course on Cyborg and Cyborg movie. I think we should have it. We should definitely have this stuff from the Justice League movie that Zach shot, and it should be out there in film for us to consume. And it looks like that's what we're going to get. So happy for that. So happy. And then, like I said, and Wonder Woman chiming in, I love you guys, man. That just fires me up too, you know. And I know Ben wants it. Ben wants it. So, we know Fisher and Ezra wants it. And that is their Justice League, and it is what we got. And I do appreciate what Zach did and what all those guys and girls did to give us what we have. And plus, we're going to get a +1. That's one thing. Like it or not, and no matter how you think it all broke down, the company that shall not be named, they don't have a +1 on any of their big whatever. We got a +1 Justice League that's different than what we got. We're actually ended up pretty sweet off of this, if you ask me. Because I know I can't. I mean, I'll take however many Justice Leagues you want to give to me, you know. But to give me Zach's and his original vision, I signed me up and been for it since day one. So, only thing on Joker this week, just moving on, because I talked about that SNYDER Cut and what we saw this week all day, all night. But they were just talking. I think Kelly was or Todd Phillips, whatever, he was talking sequel, and if Joaquin was willing to come back, then he was willing to do a sequel to this Joker. So everybody's pretty hype on it. Must be okay, you know. We know it's an Elseworld. It was supposed to be a one-off, you know, a standalone, but golly, they're awful fired up about it. I hope it's as good as what has been put out there for us so far, and what people's told us that saw it. You know, all for that. And speaking of Joker, the Mortal Kombat 11, I think he's going to be a playable character. I think the date on that is January 28th, 2020. You should see it on the screen. I think I had a clip there of it. So check that out if you're into Mortal Kombat and DC. You can be the Joker on the new Mortal Kombat 11 game. So he is a downloadable character. And sticking in the Bat universe, let's see. I don't really have any Birds of Prey news necessarily, but I do have some news on the Batman movie. And first off, easy pickings is there was a picture Battinson released this week, and man, he's getting buff. It's funny. You can see it, man. His chest is he's getting thicker, and his arms are getting a little puff, man, to him there, you know, and his bicep. It looks good, man. It looks good. Because he's a skinny guy. I mean, he just got to put on some weight, put on some muscle, man. But he's looking good, man. He's looking real good. We're going to be surprised. And, of course, you know, he just has to reach a certain level of bulkiness. You know, he just got to be in shape, put on a little muscle. The suit can add a little bit of poundage to him, too. You know, a little bit of weight to him, a little bit of muscle, too, a little cutness and all that. So, whatever. But he's going to look good, man. Check out that picture. I got it popped up there. The other thing, real interesting, man, and it's funny how, as an actor, actress, as roles, and as you get older, your roles change, and, you know, at one time you're the crazy kid, and then all of a sudden you're the mom or the dad, and then all of a sudden maybe you're a crazy aunt or a grandmother or something, whatever. But anyway, we got a James Bond, which is pretty fitting, honestly. That is going to possibly be our Alfred in the Battinson universe, and that person is Pierce Bronson. And what a great choice for Alfred, man. I'm so fired up for all these new movies. I mean, deep down I am. Things scare me, Birds of Prey and Joker stuff scare me. This Batman movie don't scare me at all, man. I'm anticipating it. 100%. I mean, the casting already has been out of this world. Can't wait to see it. But yeah, man, Pierce Bronson, possibly going to be our Alfred in the Batman movie, and that fires me straight up, as you well know. And the Pitch Perfect 2, the Flula Borg. He's been cast in the Suicide movie, sticking, I guess, in kind of the Gotham universe there. This guy, somebody said, Polka Dot Man, but that's not true because that Dash guy, I can't think of his name, crazy name, but great actor, he was cast as Polka Dot Man. So, anyway, we've got the Flula Borg guy here. He's been cast, so who knows? Who knows? Just wanted to bring that to your attention in case you missed it this week. Other thing in Titan news, we got the new promo pic for season 2, and we got a still picture of them standing on the porch, which was right after what we saw in the last of season 1. So this is picking right up from that. And I'm going to read you the synopsis for season 2. But what I was saying is the Deathstroke on the poster. There's a pretty good picture of Deathstroke, and of course everyone's blown it up, so you can see it. But let me read real quick the synopsis. In season 2, following the aftermath of their encounter with Trigon, Dick reforms the Titans under his supervision in their new home at Titan Tower. Rachel, Gar, and Jason Todd train together to hone their hero abilities and work together as a team. They are joined by Hank Hall and Dawn Granger, a.k.a. Hawk and Dove, and Donna Troy, a.k.a. Wonder Girl. Although these original Titans attempt to transition into a regular life when old enemies resurface, everyone must come together to take care of unfinished business. And as this family of old and new Titans, as this family of old new Titans, including Connor Kent, Rose Wilson, and then learn to coexist, the arrival of Deathstroke. Okay, I see how that reads. And this family of old new and new Titans, including Connor Kent and Rose Wilson, learn to coexist. The arrival of Deathstroke brings to light the sins of the old Titans, which threaten to tear this new Titans family apart once more. So, there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth, with what we're getting on season 2 of the Titans. So, just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention and wanted to read that to you. Real quick, I want to cover this before we move on. Instead of doing comic corner, I'm going to cover this, I guess, kind of as a comic book corner. The Boys on Amazon, which DC did have them as a comic early on. They published them. It was Out of the Wildstorm, whatever it was. Anyway, so The Boys, Amazon Video, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can start watching it right now. It's an original series. This guy's playing Homelander. He is incredible. It's not your typical superhero movie. These people will kill you. They will turn on you. They are manipulative. They make money because they're out in the media and they make movies of these people, of the superheroes, and so they have this whole image that's put out there, and they try to keep that. They try to keep that image as pure and clean as possible, and everybody feels safe with them, of course. And you got this group of people, and I'm sure they have a name. I don't know what their name is, but they are trying to prove that the bad guys, or that the good guys, or the superheroes, are indeed the bad guys. And you've got this girl, Starlight, which she's a newer member, and you're kind of seeing her as she gets placed on the team and goes through the ranks or whatever. Something bad happens to her at the first, and immediately you're like, holy crap, this is not your typical superhero movie or show. But anyway, she's kind of your hero too. You've got a group of people that are human, that are trying to show that the heroes are bad. You've got a new hero that's in with this Vault 7, And she, coming in naive, where she's figuring out these people are not who they say they are and what the public image of them are. So she's a little sketchy about it. So she's kind of in the middle at this point, which there's 8 episodes. I'm done with them. Pretty good little ending. We'll see where it goes. I've never read the comic, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's not necessarily close with the comic. The guy Deep, which is your Aquaman, they're finally, I guess, able to do some Aquaman jokes, and they're funny. There's a bit with a dolphin that's hilarious, and there's a bit with the lobsters in the tank at the grocery store that's pretty funny. They do it right for what it is, and it's great. I do recommend that something different. It's definitely based off like the Justice League. I mean, Homelander is basically a crooked Superman. That Maven is like a Wonder Woman, rip off, and she's got her issues. And the only cool one is this Batman, which is kind of like Black Panther, I guess, and Batman kind of mixed. He's like noir detective. And like, of course, Superman or Homelander is always cool with him, like, oh, everybody's later, except for you, Batman or whatever, detective, you're fine. He's like the exemplary one. Of course, nobody wants to mess with him. He's kind of, so I guess he's kind of the Batman one, but he kind of looks like the Black Panther. But anyway, you get the idea. Great show, recommend it. Just wanted to bring it up on this podcast and be a part of the news. Just because it's interesting. It is superhero related, and it is a bit DC related. So let's just go ahead and go to T's Toys, and we'll get this episode. We'll knock it out. I mentioned that Deadshot, that older Deadshot. Let's just go ahead. I'll show you that. There's a movie figure I just want to bring out just because it is a movie figure, and probably hadn't saw it in 10 years, so maybe I'll hit that next week. But here's an older DC Direct Deadshot. Just love it because it's the original outfit for Deadshot. You've got the wrist shooters on him. Just the red, the silver, the white, the yellow mixed in. And that's what I have. My tattoo of him is in this suit. But of course you've got the lens in the eye and or the scope in the eye and everything. But just a real cool old. Just want to because you don't see that anymore. I don't don't see that style of Deadshot out, I guess, since Will Smith and went through some changes or whatever. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up this week for Doomsday T on DC. And like I said, I don't know if I want to unveil this new logo thing and new music, or if I want to change my background first or whatever, or do all that at once. I'm so wanting to do my new intro, but I don't know. We'll see. But y'all be good at it. And thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And maybe hit that notification bell, so whenever I do post, it's here. You can watch it and to share it and remind you to do all that. But I do appreciate it. And that is the DC news for this week. And I hope you enjoyed it. This is Doomsday T signing off. And we will see you next week. See ya.